Pope Francis concluded the 55th week of prayer for Christian unity with Vespers at the Basilica of St. Paul outside the walls in Rome. He spent a moment praying silently before the remains of St. Paul. The Pope was accompanied by Cardinal Kurt Koch, the president of the Pontifical Council for Christian Unity, Metropolitan Polycarpos Stavropoulos, the representative of the Ecumenical Patriarchate, and Anglican Bishop Ian Ernest, the representative of the Archbishop of Canterbury in Rome. Christians of different denominations gathered in the Basilica to say evening prayer. The theme of this year's Week of Prayer for Christian Unity was chosen by the Council of Middle Eastern Churches. We saw the star in the east and we came to worship him. That's why during his homily, Pope Francis encouraged all Christians to imitate the Magi, who traveled together from the east through Jerusalem and finally to Bethlehem, where they worshipped the newborn Jesus.
Desideriamo e camminiamo insieme, sostenendoci a vicenda, come hanno fatto i Magi. La tradizione li ha spesso raffigurati con abiti variegati, a rappresentare popolazioni differenti. In loro possiamo vedere e riflettere le nostre diversità, le varie tradizioni ed esperienze cristiane, ma anche la nostra unità che nasce dallo stesso desiderio, guardare il cielo e camminare insieme sulla terra.
The Pope also affirmed that the courage of humility is essential to attaining unity among Christians.
Questa è la via, piegarsi verso il basso, mettere da parte le proprie pretese per lasciare al centro solo il Signore. Quante volte l'orgoglio è stato il vero ostacolo alla comunione.
Because this celebration takes place on the feast of the conversion of St. Paul, Pope Francis also invited Christians to follow in the saint's footsteps and change course in order to find God's path of humility, fraternity, and adoration. Before the final blessing, Cardinal Kurt Koch thanked Pope Francis for his constant support and encouragement on the ecumenical journey toward unity and reconciliation. On his way out, the Pope stopped to greet representatives of the various Christian churches and communities present.